अंदर से कोई बाहर ना जा सके, अंदर से कोई बाहर ना जा सके.
We have with us theatre director, actor, teacher, and scenic director Robin Das Ji with us. He has done a wonderful role in Aada Jeevitam, which is a super hit across the globe. Welcome, Robin Das Ji.
Thank you, Ashish.
There is a big tide happening across, which has started from Kerala. The whole wave is happening one after the other. It's all being celebrated here. I feel so great meeting you over this chat.
Thank you. It was a very, very long journey. I think somewhere around 2017, towards the October-November 2017, I was contacted by Mr. Devanand for this role, and things were decided. Then it went on getting postponed because I think they were looking for the particular type of goat which was available in China, and the permission was not obtained. So they kept on postponing. Then it went into 2018. Then in 2019, February, that I got this call, and finally I joined Jordan. There were other problems also because they kept on postponing their schedule, and I had my two projects almost conflicting each other. So there was almost I had to possibly say no to them. But one of the casting director in Bombay somehow negotiated with the production manager, and then they managed to put me into the schedule. It was really beautiful, and I knew only from Google about Mr. Blessy as a very innovative director, and he makes his films not in the typical commercial way, but in the way of art film, but yet aiming at a commercial success. And I read the original in 2018 in English. There, my character was called the Horrible Man. And in the novel, actually, obviously, novel deals with many characters and gives equal importance to all the characters. But in a movie, it is the protagonist who drives the whole film and through. So when I reached there and I came to know about the script, that I don't have so much scenes as it is in the novel, I was slightly disappointed. And but then I soon I was put into learn how to handle goats, how to handle camels, how to milk goats. And it was really exciting for me to spend 4 days in learning to deal with the goats and camels. And there I happened to meet Bedouins of Jordan, who actually stay in tents and the herd goats and sheep, and fantastic life they have got. So anyway, it was very enriching to know a different type of people, and I had in my mind that this character is a survivor. He has stayed in this place for so long, and he's a survivor. So I gave him a lot of energy, and but immediately Mr. Blessy said, no, he's about to die. That is why this man is brought in. And so your character is absolutely feeble, weak, and decent. That is, he's lost his memory almost, and he's decentered. He has to die any day. So, well, that was, and he was very insistent on that. I had to spend something like, it was very cold in Jordan, near at the edge of the, even it was February, at the edge of a desert, Wadi Rum. There was a hotel or resort, as you would say. We were staying there while my makeup would go on for half an hour, 45 minutes. Invariably, Mr. Blessy stayed just to the next room in my resort, in that resort. He would come and stand there and say, I know you are a very important person in the theater world, and I am making you do all these things and all this trouble that you are going through with your hair, makeup. They used to put all sorts of things on me and false teeth, a set of teeth. Even I had my beard. They would put another set of beard to lengthen the beard, and it was really very interesting, very difficult for me because that time I was actually quite underweight, and yes, and in that sand walking, and how would I make the goats and sheep to face where the cameraman wants them to face? The wind is blowing, so they would normally put their back towards the wind, but they're now supposed to look into this side. There are all sorts of problems were going on, and even at night, it was temperature would drop in. We were, I had to have very few things on me, and Mr. Prithviraj also had very few, just one shirt and a pant. That was the first night that he came into this desert, and he's asking for water. He's asking where would he rest, and 2 minutes we do give the shot, and then suddenly, okay, Kambal Lao. And it was really very, very, very difficult. But I loved the way Mr. Blessy kept on insisting and working. And well, I had to stay there for 20 days. I came back, but then I heard all sorts of things that they were stranded in the next schedule because of the lockdown and stranded for many, many days, for I think more than a month. They were stranded there, and somehow all sorts of stories that how they got out, came out and back to India. And then it went on. It was 1920, so went on 20, 22, 23, 24. Finally, last 1.5 years, we are expecting it to be released into the auditorium. But fantastic that it has been dubbed into so many languages. I'm not yet sure how many languages actually they have dubbed it in. And
Were you able to watch the movie finally?
tonight, I'm going to see it. And at 10 o'clock, there is a show near my place. So I'll be going there.
In the movie, the next day, while you're milking, there is a scene where you have to hit Prithviraj. So can you recall that scene?
Oh my God. It was really terrible because the goat will not listen to us. If you say action or cut, the goat is not going to listen to us. So finally, what they did was they pegged the goat's leg
Yeah.
to a iron rod hidden beneath the sand and tied it.
Oh.
While I'm milking, action, and I'm milking, and suddenly the goat decides to struggle, and I'm sitting, so it is a very heavy goat. I would simply just fall down and the goat on me.
Yeah.
My God, it went on and on and on for almost 40 minutes till we completed the scene. And after the scene was completed, I don't know, I felt so offended. Every time I'm falling down, helpless, and the goat is falling on me, I just went to one side of the shooting place and started crying. Then why did I come? But later on, I enjoyed, and there was Manohar. At that time, there was a different cameraman.
Oh, okay.
Was also very helpful, and but anyway, then I was asked that you have to lead a camel.
Can.
I said, oh my God, I haven't worked with the camels at all. The camel trainers came and said, hey, it's easy, it's easy. But then there was somebody else saying, if the camel is angry, it will eat your scalp.
Oh.
And so the camel is like that, and I'm leading. But then I was persuaded that you just feed the camel, it will be very friendly with you. And I had to just lead it. something like 20 feet away, and then cut. The camel is behind me. I don't know when it is going to attack me or not. Yet I have to keep my mood and not get afraid of what is behind me. So it was very, very challenging and very interesting experience that I
So
have gone
there
through.
is this. You have read the novel, and Blissy. I hope Blissy had briefed you about the character and what they are going to shoot from there, because a novel itself is quite vast, and there are a lot of emotional scenes with the shape as well. There is, so that those scenes are not there in
Not
the
there.
movie. So those people were waiting for such scenes where the emotions are being worked out. But I know it's not that easy, and they really had a and the pre-production itself started from 2009, so it's kind of a 15 plus years journey, all
Okay.
through.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So what
Pre-production
was that
started from
briefing given to?
2009. Oh my God.
Yeah. So what was that briefing given to you about this character after reading the novel, and Blessy had explained you, director Blessy had explained you. So what was the briefing that was given to you?
Like I said, that I thought he is a survivor, so there will be a lot of energy, even if he's thin and he's struggling. He's old, but I think there will be a lot of energy. But he refused. No, 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 no. Make him sick, make him very weak, make him feeble. So I initially there was resentment in me that that's very emotional. I don't want to be an emotional, pathetic character. But I sat down at my in the resort and then settled. Okay, let me rethink. So I totally had to go through a rethinking and reworking out on the approach to the character, and it was beautiful after that. Only one day of his explanation, and I followed it.
A lot of plays you have directed, and you have worked with a lot of film directors. In many of the movies you have acted and worked together. So how is director Blessy different from any of those directors? Right?
I would say that I have not actually. I have directed something like within 45 years. I have directed something like 50 to 60 plays, and most of them are classic, world classics. And they were I directed them for the academic curriculum of NSD, and even in my own group, I would do it for academic purposes, not for commercial success, because in North India you don't get money from theater. So I never bothered about that. And frankly speaking, I have not worked so much in films. I have acted in uh, after 2014 when I retired. I have started getting into Bollywood. Before that, I have acted in art films, something like 7, 8 art films from 1991 onwards till 2005. So I always found this man so quiet, so few in his words, and not fussing at all. He's just quietly there, and he's not even vocal in English. He would insist on his Malayali instructions. There was another Robin as an assistant director. So he would normally explain it in English. And Prithviraj, I thought he's a very detached person. He's not bothered. But while working with him in my scenes, I really realized that he would understand my problem. At one time, I think, I don't know what I said to Mr. Blissy, that this is not getting okay. I am having this problem. And so immediately I heard uh, Mr. Sukumaran saying that he's right. So that was very interesting. I thought that he's not so detached as I always used to think. But it was he was working on a film, I think, at that time. He was directing a film, and some people came to Jordan to show him the rushes and work on it. Because during lunch, normally we actors tend to sit down and have gossips and acquaintance and talk. But he was quiet. He would go and eat his. So he looked to me in the beginning. He looked to me like an IS officer rather than a star. That was very pleasant. that he was not really looking like a star or behaving like a star, except one day in the beginning, two, three, beginning day, I think he flared at the production man.
In fact, I have worked as an assistant director long ago in 2005, and that was his third or fourth film, Prithviraj's third or fourth film. He might be 22 or something at the time, but he looked like quite an experienced, and he was quite determined to become a director at that time. So most of his comments used to be from a directorial perspective.
So, in short, it was really a very illuminating experience for me, and I would say a rare experience. And as a director, I have met very few people like Mr. Blessy. Few in the sense, I would say, almost in my Bollywood career, I have not yet met a person like him. Uh, Except in theater, I would say I have met Mr. Karanth, V.V. Karanth, the Karnataka great master of Indian theater. I would immediately relate Karanth with Blessy instead of any Bollywood director.
There would have been hundreds of students from Kerala in NSD, and one of them, like Mini, that's how I happened to get your contact number. So, do you recall any of those actors and students who have come to NSD, Malayali
But
students?
not hundreds, but yes, by this time, maybe there are something like 50 to 60 people from Kerala, and almost most of them, many of them came from Trishur after completing degree from Trishur and then to drama school. They were all very, very brilliant, and like Avilash Pillai, and is one of the now in India as an Indian theatre director, I would say he is the most updated, internationally updated director. And I almost feel that I am the bygone director, but the present world theater director is Avilash Pillai. So there are many, many, many. And I have also met a person called Prabhat from Trishur, not NSDite, but a great experimental person. Subiran is another crazy artist. So it is always pleasure to find a Malayali student in NSD.
And have you interacted with any other Malayali film directors?
No, no, not yet, not yet. As I'm saying that my film career almost started absolutely after 2014. I had worked in one film called Kappan in Tamil film, in which Surya, Mohanlal, Arya, these are the heroes and superstars. And Arya is, yeah, sorry, Surya is a fantastic person. He relates with immediately and talks quite freely and very friendly, is always ready to joke. And I had very beautiful experience with Surya. And Arya is also very friendly, but he's a young person, so he little kept his distance from me. And that's all. These are the two South Indian films that I have worked with. In one is Tamil and one this is Malayali. But there is no comparison to all my experiences in film in with this film with Blessy's my work with Blessy. I hope I'll today see myself in this. I'm more interested to see the film, and I'm more interested to see Mr. Rahman's work and Mr. Rasul Kaputi's sound design. And as, whatever I've seen in the trailer, it is absolutely out of the world, a world-class film. I hope this film makes it to the top, and it should get into a lot of awards and Oscars, and with a lot of popularity with the audience. Thank you.
So, as a final word, you have any message to Blessy and Prithviraj?
Thank you, Mr. Blessy, for giving me the opportunity and selecting me to do this role. And thank you, Mr. Prithviraj. It was so, you were so quiet and distant. It was so, and but not interfering. And I loved the way that you worked throughout the film. all those 20 days with us in a totally non-starry way, though you are a star, a superstar. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.